A very good morning to everybody on this lovely Friday morning. I hope you're all well. Welcome to Who's Tom and Dick. And as we forge through February, we're heading to the lighter nights, which is nice, and hopefully some better and certainly drier weather. So today on the podcast, I thought I'd invite my brother, Tony. Tony suffered a heart attack, going back over 10 years now, and most recently in September of 2025, he suffered a stroke whilst on holiday in Bournemouth. Now this come totally out of the blue on a normal day, no signs whatsoever. And Tony's decided to come onto the podcast and share his experience with us, hoping that it might help others. So without further ado, I'd like to welcome my old brother, Tony. Good morning, Tone. How are you?
Hello, how are you doing?
I'm not doing too bad. So, Tony, we've got you on here today to speak about your recent stroke. You've just reached your 70th birthday, and a few days later, you have a stroke whilst on holiday. Do you remember much about that?
The stroke itself?
Yeah.
Well, there was no warning signs whatsoever. That's what surprised me. No headaches or anything. I always expected if you got a stroke that you'd get some sort of warning, but apparently you don't. It just hits people totally out of the blue. I mean, in the afternoon, we were on the beach in Bournemouth with my son, his wife, and my granddaughter, Verity, because we were on holiday with them, and my daughter-in-law's parents were with us as well. We were just on the beach. It was a perfectly normal afternoon, nothing out of the ordinary whatsoever. We just had a nice ice cream at the ice cream kiosk, me and Alex, and I could see them playing in the sea.
Yeah.
And we were sitting on the sand watching them. And the plan was to go back to the camp, have our tea, and then go to the club in the evening with Verity, because that was a toddler's week.
Right.
So we went back to the car and I drove back normal, no problems whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
We went for our tea. And then we bought some tickets. We were going to play bingo, and I went back in the hall, and the music was playing, and it all seemed very loud, and the lights seemed very bright. And all of a sudden, my head went funny, and Julie said, "Are you all right?" She said, "Where's your spray?" Because she thought it was my heart, because I had a heart attack 10 years ago. And I said, "That's not my heart, it's my head. It's just gone funny, sort of dizzy and funny."
Right.
So she said, "Sit down." And that's the last thing I remember in there.
So you passed out?
No, well, I don't think I actually passed out. Julie will tell you if I did or not, but I'm not sure.
So you never really had any signs until then?
No, none whatsoever. Not anything during the day at all, nor the weeks leading up to it. Because I'd driven all the way from Great Cornwall down to Bournemouth on the Monday, and this was the Wednesday.
Yeah.
With no issues whatsoever. As I said earlier, there was absolutely no warning signs whatsoever, which surprised me. But when I've spoken to doctors since, they've said that's the way it is. You don't get any warning signs.
Right.
Apparently it's quite normal just to be struck just like that out of the blue.
Yeah, because they always warn you on TV that look out for these signs, but it's obviously the person that's with you that's looking for these signs.
I think that's what happened. Julie had seen those adverts, and that's why she realised what had happened.
Yeah.
So immediately they dialed 999 for an ambulance.
So as soon as you lost consciousness...
Well, I slumped down on the chair, apparently, next to Julie, and fell to one side.
Yeah.
Because obviously I was standing up and I felt dizzy, so I sat down and I just slumped to one side. So she immediately realised what the possible cause was. So they just dialed 999 straight away.
Mm-hmm. When did you come round? How far after that did you realise what had happened?
Not until the next day.
Oh, so you were aware the next day?
Yeah, because I came round in hospital and
right.
they told me what happened.
Was there a delay on you receiving treatment, do you know, from the holiday camp or the park?
The holiday camp apparently got no first aiders at all. It was all... Julie will tell you all that. I mean, I could ask her the question if you wanted to answer that, but obviously I can't remember.
Yeah.
But she said that was non-existent for a holiday camp that size. She was absolutely gobsmacked. Apparently they cleared the room because they knew I wasn't well, and there was a lady there who was a carer who came and sat with me and kept talking to me to try and make sure I recovered.
Yeah. So you were taken to Bournemouth Hospital, wasn't you?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
In an ambulance.
Yeah.
Which is 120, 130 miles away from home.
Yeah. That's a 3-hour journey, longer than 3 hours to get to Bournemouth.
Yeah. How did you find the treatment there?
Very good, really. I mean, that was at the very start. So, yeah, I was well looked after in Bournemouth. I can't complain about it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just a distance for a family to travel. So, you weren't going to get many visitors unless they stayed over. Julie booked, because the accommodation ran out on the Friday, that she had to book a B&B to stay down there to be with me. And the children all travelled down from one from London. Alex was already down there, and Julie didn't want to drive the car home, so I put Alex's name on the insurance, and he drove the car home, and Julie came back with one of the girls.
Yeah. And Alex stayed down there with you for almost a week, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Some of it's a bit vague because I can't really remember. I only know what people have told me since.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, Alex didn't want to leave Julie down there, but in the end, they all got jobs and things to do. So Alex drove back to Ipswich in the car. Julie came back with Holly, I think, and then she went down to London with Dom and stayed at his overnight, and they came back down on a train.
Yeah.
And then she got some accommodation to stay down there.
So then the next move was back to the West Suffolk Hospital from Bournemouth, which was...
well, that's what I needed to do, get nearer to home. Because obviously if it happened here, I would have went into the West Suffolk Hospital at Bury St Edmunds. So,
by this time, you really knew what was going on because you was part of the decision-making process.
I was fully aware by then.
Yeah.
I'd come round, obviously, I was being drip-fed and all the rest of it, but mentally, I was aware because, fortunately, with strokes, there are so many things that be affected, but fortunately, my mind wasn't and my speech hasn't been affected.
Yeah.
So they were very good, the West Suffolk Hospital. They organised it and sent an ambulance down all the way from Bury St Edmunds to Bournemouth.
Right.
With a nurse as well.
Yeah.
And they picked me up and they took me back. They had a nurse in there as well to make sure I was all right for the journey. So I can't complain. That was very good.
Yeah.
But it took us a long time to get back. I think I left about 10 in the morning, and I think I got back about 9 o'clock at night.
Right.
That's a long way around the M25, M3.
So you were in a private room at Bournemouth, and then you were on a ward at the West Suffolk. So you must have sort of been pretty tired by the time you got there.
Well, because I'd picked up shingles in Bournemouth Hospital from somewhere, I was put into an isolation room when I got to West Suffolk. They didn't want to put me in the ward, so I started off in a room all on my own the first week or so. When they were happy the infection had cleared, they put me into a general ward. But I think I was in a general ward at Bournemouth as well.
So eventually you moved into the open ward.
Yeah, G8, the stroke ward at Bury St Edmunds.
Yeah.
Which was for stroke victims.
Yeah, six people on the ward, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. How was the team there?
Brilliant.
Yeah.
I had a really good consultant, and the staff were really good looking after you.
And how did they move you on then? Because obviously you had some rehabilitation there, didn't you?
Well, the consultant got to the stage where he said, "There's nothing medically wrong with you. We can't do anything more for you here. You need rehabilitation." He said, "That's how you're going to progress, but we have to apply for the grant from the whole NHS to send you there, because obviously that's private, not funded by the NHS." He spoke to the physio team, and they said, "Yeah, we think you'd benefit." So they backed him. So they then put a request into NHS for the funding, which was approved for me to go to a home.
Right.
To a rehabilitation centre.
Yeah. At the time you were thinking of possibly going to Ipswich, but you ended up even further away at the Marlbrook in
St Neots.
St Neots. Yeah.
My immediate reaction to the consultant was, that's too far away for the family, but as he said, that's all we can do. And he said, if you stay here, you're not going to progress.
Right.
So eventually I spoke to the family, and everybody said, well, that's not a problem. We'll still come and visit you at St Neots, because that's 67 miles away from where I live. So I said, yeah, I've got to go for it. So I went for it because that was the only option, really.
Yeah.
He said there might be a place coming in Ipswich in a few weeks' time, but we can't guarantee that. So, which would have been better because that's much nearer. So they put the funding, applied for funding, got it approved, and then they had to wait for a room to become available at the Marlbrook Centre. Yeah. Which became available quite quickly, I think. So I went within just a few days, and again they had to transfer me by ambulance. Yeah. On a stretcher because I'm unable to walk or. Yeah. I couldn't use a wheelchair or do much at that time, because when I had my first physio at Bury St Edmunds with the physio team, you don't realise how a stroke affects you, but I couldn't even sit up or straight on a chair. Yeah. They improved you quite a bit at Bury St Edmunds. They did, to be fair. Yeah. They'd take me as far as they could. That's why they wanted me to go on, for my benefit as well, to progress. And obviously that freed up a bed for a stroke victim who needed all the medical attention. I was taking up a bed when I didn't need medical attention because I was being hoisted in and out of the bed. I couldn't get in and out without a hoist. Yeah. But once I got past that stage and I could get into a wheelchair, I could be wheeled around the hospital. And that was at the stage when they said, you're ready to go for rehabilitation because you need physio and all that sort of thing. So as far as the physio go, you've got no complaints about the Marlbrook. They were absolutely brilliant. They were brilliant. Yeah, there was a guy there called Mark. He was absolutely excellent. When you went to the Marlbrook, you were pretty limited in what you could do, weren't you? You could sit up, that was about it. Yeah. I mean, I was still having thickened water because, again, you don't realise how it affects you, but your muscles in your throat and everything for swallowing. So they monitor absolutely everything.
Yeah.
How you can eat and drink.
Yeah.
I'd had all that monitoring at Bury St Edmunds, and obviously that was transferred to Marlborough where I was, what stage I was at. But I was having thickener in my drinks because I couldn't drink just straight for water because I worried I'd choke on it.
Yeah.
So they had to thicken all my drinks up, and the food had to be very soft food. So
you progressed pretty well with the food at Marlborough, didn't you? To a certain extent.
You were monitored for everything. You had psychologists there as well who come and tested you.
Yeah.
Mental ability to see if how your brain had been affected. Obviously, a physio.
So, what were the challenges with the care there? Was the care good, or did you find that challenging at times?
Very challenging because you were given a buzzer, but sometimes they took quite a while to come to you.
Yeah.
Because they had some quite sick people in there.
Right.
Where at the West Suffolk, you had sort of nursing staff seemed to be more able to attend to you quicker. They were under the NHS.
Yeah.
Where at Marlborough, they were all sort of
that's all private, wasn't it?
Private.
Yeah. So you finished at Marlborough. You were transferred home. What was it like to come back home?
That was brilliant.
Yeah.
But to be fair, if I'd have stayed in West Suffolk Hospital, I don't know how long it would have been before I could have come home, because you just couldn't get the physio. I mean, at Marlborough, they got me a wheelchair. They taught me how to self-propel, so I could move around the building with my wheelchair. They got me up on my feet, so I was walking as well.
What do you see as your hurdles now? Then you've obviously made huge progress. You're starting to get feeling back in your arm again, which is good. Your left leg has made a lot of improvement. So you're transferring out of the wheelchair with your stick. So what's your goals, do you think, now? What you're trying to achieve? What's the most important thing?
Is to transfer from a wheelchair into a vehicle's front seat so you can travel in a car again as a passenger in the passenger seat, and actually to get my leg working so that I can actually work more on my own without the help of physio, because at the moment I can't walk around the house without a physio guiding me, because the NHS, when you come out from Marlborough, the NHS haven't been able to supply any physios to keep the physio going. It's sort of come to a level where it's plateaued a bit, really. So I'm employing a physio to come in one day a week privately, and he's helping me. But I mean, I'm not confident enough, and he wouldn't advise me to try and walk around the house on my own at the moment.
Yeah,
that's all right when he's here, because he supports me. And then get Julie to bring the wheelchair behind me, so if I get tired, I can just sit down. Because that's quite a challenge to walk.
Apart from physically, then, how has the stroke affected you, do you think?
Well, obviously I had my down days. When I saw the doctor recently, he put me on some, not antidepressants, but some things to help your mood, because you do get down some days, because from being able to do everything for yourself, you find you can't do anything much at all, really. Yeah. And that does affect you mentally. That's well known. Yeah. That's through frustration more than anything, I guess, isn't it? That you well, you think, why can't I do that? I just want to do that myself. I've always done it before. And you've done something for 70 years, and then you suddenly find you can't do it again. That's very frustrating. And that's what they said at Marlborough. Does it make you feel angry? No, I wouldn't say angry is the word. No. Definitely not angry. Frustrated. Frustrated, yeah. Everybody have health issues, don't they? Yeah. Some have much worse than me. So that's not a case of being angry, that's being frustrated. You do wonder sometimes, why did it happen to me? But everybody who get these illnesses and things must really think that at times, but that's just frustrating. Yeah. Because you think, I should be able to get up, my legs should just walk as it used to, but it doesn't, unfortunately. Everyone keeps telling me how well I've done since September when I was in Bournemouth. I've noticed the improvement. Yeah. Whenever you go and see anyone in the medical profession, they say you've done really well. Yeah. Because, as I said to you, it can affect people in lots of ways. I was in Marlborough, and people there had lost their speech. They couldn't even speak. So that could have been a lot worse for me. Yeah, I mean, my memory's really good. I can still remember everything. Mentally, I'm fine. And you're okay with things like maths and all that sort of thing, yeah. Your figures and numbers. Yeah, no problem with all that. No problem with all that. So you've got a lot to be thankful for, I suppose. It could have been a lot worse. So has it changed you, do you think, in any way? Or do you look at life differently now? Apart from the disabilities, do you sort of, do you feel you have days with things to do? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we keep very busy. So I don't get bored. I just look out so when I sit and look out the window and see people walk by, I just think, now, why can't I just walk by like that again? It seems crazy. I can't just get up and walk out the door and walk down the road.
Yeah. Do you think you're positive then? Do you look at it with a positive mental attitude?
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do try and stay positive. There are times when you just look at your leg and you think, well, I've tried so hard. What more can I do?
Yeah.
You just got, I'm the physio's left me exercises, which we do every day, sometimes twice a day, and you do everything you're told, and they just say, people keep saying to me, I haven't been long yet, not since September. You just got to give it time and be patient.
I suppose it's difficult being patient when you've got so much time on your hands like this now. You sort of want to just get on, don't you? Push on.
Yeah, you do.
I mean, you have done remarkably well, and it's difficult for you to see it because you've made small steps forward all those months.
Yeah.
Whereas we can see the big differences which you've made. So how did family and friends react to your stroke, do you think? And what sort of support are they giving you?
I've had amazing support. Everybody's really rallied around.
Yeah. Has it changed any relationships, do you think? Do you feel closer to people?
I would say it's only strengthened them, if anything.
Yeah?
Yeah, because everyone's been so supportive. It's only strengthened my relationships with everybody.
What would you say to somebody who suffered a stroke today and have just come round and is lying in a hospital bed like you were? What would you say to them? Now you've had your experience, what advice would you give them?
I would just say it's going to be tough and a long road, but hopefully you'll get there.
Yeah.
You just got to be positive, and you've got to do everything you're told to do and work with all the people that are there to help you, because they're only all there to help you.
Yeah. What's your day consist of now? Because you've got carers coming in at the moment, but they stop this week, don't they?
Yeah. Well, I had what they call rehabilitation care, and I think that was to get me into the routine of being at home.
Mm-hmm.
And they've come in, but I think we can manage, but I just sometimes feel sorry for Julie because there's so much work for her to do all day, every day. It's very tough on a carer to look after somebody after a stroke when they've been perfectly able-bodied. But, she's been really brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
And I think she's happy for us to do without them, because, I have learnt now if I get to the sink, I can wash my face. I can wash myself in the mornings. I shave myself. I comb my hair, clean my teeth. I can do most things myself like that. Little things. That's the bigger things where you struggle. Like when you want to go to the toilet, you can't walk. You've got to use a commode.
Yeah.
That sort of thing.
Right. Is there much financial help for you now you've come out?
No, that's quite disappointing, because I was told I'm too old for PIP. You can't get PIP once you receive your pension, but you can get attendance allowance. So when I contact them, they said, well, you get it, but you have to wait 6 months till after 6 months. And it's not backdated, so I won't get that until the end of March. So,
all right.
If anyone is struggling financially and got a lot of bills to pay, they've got 6 months where they've got to try and struggle through.
You've got managed to get a reduction on your council tax, didn't you?
Yeah, that was quite easy. They were very good with that.
Yeah.
They soon phoned me up. But even the lady who phoned me about the attendance allowance, she said, this has cropped up time and time again. She said, where people have a sudden illness, she said that the attendance allowance is aimed at people where things come on slowly. So you might have arthritis or rheumatism and it starts to affect you more and more.
All right.
So you're all right to start with, but after 6 months you find you can't do anything. She said, but it's cropped up time and time again about like stroke with some people like that who suddenly cut down overnight, and then they have 6 months to wait before they can receive any support from us. So she was very understanding, but she said, obviously you can, but there's nothing we can do about it.
Yeah.
That's the way the rules are.
Right. You live in a pretty normal house here. Obviously, it's got to be adapted really for the position you're in at the moment, hasn't it?
Yeah, well, that's the next stage
to ease
sort
things.
That out, yeah.
Yeah. So what alterations and things do you think you need?
Going to need a wet room.
Yeah.
Obviously, I can't get in a normal shower at the moment.
Well, you can't get upstairs at the moment.
I can't get upstairs, so I'm going to need a lift on the stairs.
Yeah. So you're going to have a lift on the stairs. You're going to go for a wet room and a toilet downstairs.
That needs to be extended. That's not big enough.
Yeah, you've got a toilet downstairs, but it's very narrow, isn't it? So that's tricky. How do you get on coming in and out of the house with your wheelchair? Is that easy or not?
Well, the NHS has been very good with the equipment they've supplied us. So they've supplied a hospital bed.
Yeah.
They've supplied a ramp, so we can get the wheelchair in and out with the ramp.
Mm-hmm.
So they've been very good in lots of ways since I come home with the equipment.
Yeah.
The big thing that let the NHS down is that they haven't got enough people to supply the physio when you get home. I've had one lady come in for about 10 minutes one day. That was it.
Yeah. And you've got your first physio meeting
next Monday.
And, And how long will you have been home? Probably about 4 or 5 weeks now, isn't it?
Yeah, 4 weeks.
4 weeks. So it's taken 4 weeks to get the first meeting really with the physio team.
Yeah. That's the proper physio team at Bury St Edmunds connected to the hospital. But yeah, like you say, it's 4 weeks.
Yeah.
I just had a 10-minute visit. But the occupational therapist came out there quicker to see what adaptations need. So they've made some minor adaptations, like they've raised up one of the sofas for me to sit on.
Yeah.
Because it's all right getting on the sofa, but you can't get up. I can't get the strength to get up.
Right.
So I've done that. And they put another handrail on the bed to help me get in there at the other side. So they've done little bits and pieces, but that is little bits and pieces, really.
Mm-hmm. So at the moment, you've converted the downstairs dining room into your bedroom. They've supplied you with a hospital bed, and they've supplied you with some blocks to lift the furniture up 2 inches, 2 inches,
4 inches,
4 inches, so you can get in and out easier.
They've also supplied Julie with what they call a return, because obviously I can't walk, so she has to manoeuvre me. It's like a human sack bearer.
Right.
She was taught how to use that at Mulbrook. They let her practice with it.
Yeah.
Because you have to know how to use them, because there's brakes on them. You have to make sure you got them steady when people stand on them. But without that, we'd be stumped, because she wheels me from the bed in the morning to the chair, because I can't walk even just a few steps at the moment. But that's hard work for her. But yeah, at least she can move me around the house.
Right. So you've converted the dining room into your bedroom. You're living downstairs. All the bathing facilities are upstairs. Hopefully they'll be sorted out with a stair lift. And you're going to need an alteration to your bathroom so you can get in and out there.
Everyone's so different with stroke. There's no two people the same. That's what you read.
Yeah.
A lot of people walk within a year, but some people, it might take them 2 years.
Right. The other thing is, of course, is the person, because some people just give up and some people, push on. You're obviously one that's going to push on and do everything you're told to be doing.
That's what I've done from day one.
Yeah.
And that's paid off.
Yeah. So you're making good progress with that.
I mean, at Marlborough, the physio was pretty intensive. Even after me physio in the hospital, in the gym, he'd say, "Do you want to do half an hour on the bike?" And I'd say, "Yeah, I'll do half hour on the bike before I go back to my room," because I just wanted to get as much physio in as I could, because nobody can do it for you. That's the sad thing. You can only do it for yourself. No one's going to be able to wave a magic wand and suddenly get it right. And that's what I find frustrating. So sometimes I've tried so hard, and I'm still, like you say, and everybody says you've done remarkably well, but you still feel you're still that little way away from where you want to be, and where you feel you should be for the effort that you've put in. If you hadn't put that effort in, you'd be even further back. Right. So when I was in West Suffolk, I couldn't even get in and out of bed. They used to have to use a hoist.
You had to spend this last Christmas in hospital at the Mulbrook. I mean, you're well known for your family get-togethers at Christmas. Normally, you're the host for all the family, in fact. What was it like to spend Christmas in hospital or in the Mulbrook Centre?
Well, obviously it wasn't perfect, but the family made it as good as they could.
Yeah.
My wife and son stayed in the local Premier Inn, which was just round the corner. Boxing Day, when everybody normally comes here, they came to the Mulbrook Centre. We had a really nice time, really. I can't complain about Christmas. That was good. Yeah. Only what the family made it.
Yeah. So you're also very lucky because you've got a stroke club, is it? Is that what you call it? Just up the road?
Yes. They call it Survival After Stroke.
Yeah.
Which was started several years ago by some stroke survivors where there was no support. Now it's massive. Yeah. It's held at the Stevenson Centre in Great Cornard twice a week on a Tuesday and Friday, and that's really good. You go up there and there's everybody in different stages of recovery, and the volunteers are really helpful. You have exercises first thing. Everybody sit in rows to do their exercises.
Yeah.
Then they have a cup of tea and a biscuit, and you chat to other people. So I've made some friends up there.
Yeah.
Who've in a similar position. Some of them are ahead of me and some are behind.
Yeah. Do you look forward to going?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
That's the highlight of the week, really.
Does it help you seeing other people in a similar situation, because that makes you feel at least you're not alone? Does that help, do you think?
Yeah, it does help.
Yeah.
Yeah, you realise how many people there are, because if you read up on it, I think they say there's 240 people a day have a stroke in the UK.
And obviously the centre you were really lucky to get into, because the moment you signed up, they closed the entrance book, so they were full. Yeah. The stroke centre now up there on the Tuesday and Friday is full. But they have a physio up there as well who's helped me do some walking up there. Yeah. They have speech therapists. They have everything they have at the hospital up there. Right. So if you've got trouble with speech, there's speech therapists up there who will help you. And that's on a Tuesday and a Friday. Yeah. Yeah. It's a charity. Yeah. And it's £20 a month to be a member. Right. Which is nothing, really. No, that's blooming good, isn't it?
So as soon as I went up there, I signed up because she said we're nearly full. And I was the last one to get in. They've closed the books now because obviously health and safety and the size of the building, they can only have so many people. So,
yeah.
But you get a name badge. So when you sit there, everyone can see your name so they can speak to you by your name.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the volunteers are really brilliant because I tried to stand up and do some exercise the other day, and obviously the fella could see I was struggling. So one of the volunteers came over and held me there and made sure I didn't fall.
Yeah.
And said, put your weight on your left leg and try and stretch your leg. And that's just a volunteer.
So how is your left leg? How's that working now? Is that starting to show progress more?
It aches quite a lot, but I think that's because the muscles get used a lot because I'm doing exercises twice a day.
Yeah.
And it is, with the physio, he seems to be able to get it to work because he knows how to maneuver it. But on my own, sometimes I struggle. It just seems to get stuck. The foot gets stuck on the carpet.
So you're struggling lifting the foot, are you?
Yeah, that's the biggest problem.
So you wear a strap on the foot when you're doing your...
Yeah, Marbrook gave me a strap to put on the foot, which gives the ankle and foot some support. So hopefully I can pick it up. But it just feels like a heavy weight sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Don't matter how hard you try, it just won't seem to move.
That seems quite a common thing from what I've read, that the left foot has always... I think they call it foot drop, and because the foot drops slightly, that's what you say. It's difficult to get it off the carpet.
Yeah, it is.
And that's probably where that ankle bracket comes in, because that helps to a certain extent keep your foot straight. What about your left arm? You're starting to grip with that a bit now, you're saying?
I mean, again, the NHS hasn't helped much on that, but the local physio who are getting privately has shown Julie what exercises to do, so we do those every day and sometimes twice a day, and that's definitely paying off.
Yeah. Through all your treatment and discussions with specialists and things, does anybody know why you had a stroke or what caused a stroke?
No one said for definite, but I'm currently wearing a heart monitor because they want to monitor my heart, and the lady who fit on did say something, used a technical term, and said your heart could have caused your stroke, but she didn't explain it that clearly, so I don't really know.
Right. So you've got a heart monitor on now for a week, have you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the annoying thing is I was taking, because I had a heart attack, I was already taking drugs to stop clots.
Yeah.
I was taking an equivalent to aspirin. I was taking statins every day, so I didn't expect to get any blood clots in my heart, let alone in my head.
Yeah.
So I think with strokes, I think it always is a mystery exactly what's caused them. No one ever seems to really be sure.
I don't think you'll ever get down to the bottom of that, but...
they say high blood pressure and things affect it, but I haven't ever had high blood pressure.
Yeah.
So I don't think I'll ever really know. I don't know if my heart monitor will show anything. She did mention some technical, I didn't understand it, some medical term that heart can cause a stroke, but I didn't even know it was possible. But she mentioned it yesterday when she fitted the monitor. She said, we'll see what it shows after the 7 days you've got it on. Yeah.
I dare say they're trying to just monitor your heart and making sure all the beats are as they should be and you haven't got any sort of abnormal...
The body has obviously taken a bit of a hammering with the stroke, so they're obviously just making sure that the heart's not been affected, I suppose.
Because we forget just over 10 years now, you had a heart attack, didn't you?
Yeah, I had a stent.
And did you have one stent put in?
One stent.
Yeah.
But that's what I find difficult, really. I got over the heart attack a lot easier than I got over the stroke.
Yeah.
And that's what's frustrating. I'd recovered. I wasn't having any breathlessness. I could do anything I wanted to do. It wasn't affecting me at all.
Yeah.
The whole heart attack. And then to get a stroke on top has come as a real blow, really.
Yeah. I mean, I've had the benefit of watching you slowly recover from what you were in Bournemouth to what you are today. You know, that's just unbelievable, really. But you can't see that, can you?
Yeah, that's one thing. You mustn't forget whoever's left's got to care for you.
Yeah.
That's very tough on them as well.
Yeah. But Julie's doing a great job, isn't she? Now she's got the car. She's got the mobility car. She's got the hang of that.
That's been amazing getting that. It's made all the difference in our life to be able to get out of the house.
Yeah.
Like yesterday, the 2 hospital appointments, no issues at all. Just jump in the car and get there as you would normally if you were able-bodied.
Yeah.
And eventually, like I said, they will train me to get from the wheelchair into the car with a stick.
Yeah.
But obviously, that's a bit difficult because doors don't open fully wide, do they? They're at angles and all car seats are different.
Yeah.
Everything I've aimed to achieve, I've achieved.
Yeah.
That's all I'll say. When I was in the hospital at West Suffolk, I saw people standing up on the cellar steadies and they were being wheeled to the toilet. Well, I was using a bedpan and I thought, I need to get to the toilet. I hate these bedpans. So that's one of my goals. Mm-hmm. And I couldn't do it to start with, but eventually I managed to stand up with a Stella Steady.
Yeah.
But now I've moved to the return, which you've got no support. You just got a handle.
Yeah.
And everybody who's come has said how strong I am standing. The nurse who comes, she said, oh, you're very strong with standing with the right arm, so I still got a lot of strength.
Yeah.
So I could have been much, much worse.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Definitely, there's no question about that.
Yeah.
I can have a good conversation with you. And yesterday, when I had my eyes done at the hospital, the lady said, we can have quite a conversation. She said, there's nothing wrong with your mind, is there? She said, no, we haven't. Look at the conversation we're having. Because she was obviously checking my eyes. Unfortunately enough, they haven't been affected badly. There was a little bit of effect to the left side on the vision because they do the tests.
Yeah.
And she could see there was a little bit of loss of vision on the left side. But she said, no, they're very good, really, all the tests. She said, when I read the referral, I expected it to be much worse, she said.
Yeah.
So you've done really well. Well, that was in October, the referral was made. Well, obviously, we're now February, so I've had a few more months to recover.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And I've got another appointment with her back in May. But everyone I see always says how well you've done. And
yeah.
So obviously, they see a lot of stroke victims. I suppose they see some stroke victims who are in a really bad way still after 6 months.
Yeah. Yeah, well, you saw some yourself, really, didn't you? When you were in both the West Suffolk and in the Marlbrook, you saw some stroke victims.
When I was in the Marlbrook at the end, it got really bad. There was a lot of them couldn't even get out of bed. They were using the hoist like they were at the hospital. So they were taking the food to them. They couldn't get out to eat in the cafeteria where you went for your food. They were all having it taken to bed. So that some of them had got a long way to go at Marlbrook before they got to the level I was at.
Mm-hmm. Well, you made a couple of friends with Norman and Kieran.
Yeah, Kieran was there, and he was only 47 and he had a stroke.
Yeah, and Norman had lost his speech.
Norman had lost his speech when they used to start with, the speech therapists used to come with him for his dinner, and they used to write the drinks down, and he used to point to which one he wanted, orange water or whatever.
So he was still there mentally then, was he, do you think?
Yeah, he was there mentally, he just couldn't speak.
Yeah, he always seemed very cheerful, I thought.
Yeah, he was very cheerful, but I don't think he realised quite how ill he was. That's what they used to say. It hasn't really hit him because he's sort of still quite a way back and recovering, and he doesn't realise how ill he's been.
So at the end of the day, you don't feel angry that this has happened to you now. You feel just frustrated.
Yeah, I wouldn't say you can use a word like angry because lots of people are ill. You have so many different illnesses. And I think if you get an illness, you just got to get on with it. There's not much you can do about it.
No.
What is there to feel angry about, really? Who can I be angry with? There's no one to be angry with.
No.
Because no one has caused it, have they?
No.
If you were driving a car and somebody smashed into you or something, you'd feel angry perhaps with the other person. But when that's just one of these acts of illness that affects people, like I said earlier, could be there's people worse off than me.
Well, that's a great way of looking at it, and that's also a very positive way. So, well, thanks for joining me this morning, Tone.
You're very welcome. Thanks for having me on.
And of course, we wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And hope you continue to make good progress.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I'm sure I will.
Yeah, thanks, Tony.
Thank you.
And there you have it for this Friday morning. A very big thank you to my brother Tony for agreeing to come on the podcast. I hope you enjoyed his story. And I hope you all have a great weekend. Look after yourselves, and I'll see you next week. Thanks for listening, everybody. See ya. Bye. Bye for now. Bye.
You've been listening to the Who's Tom and Dick podcast with your hosts, Martin Weavers and Patrick Mortimer. If you enjoyed this episode, please subscribe to the show on Apple, Spotify, or your favorite streaming platform. New episodes are available every Friday. Thanks for tuning in.